Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a pretty special one. This is, you guys had to help me on this one. Traquair House. This is a Scottish beer from Scotland. The oldest inhabited house in Scotland. So from our end, you can actually still visit, quote unquote, the brewery, still stay there, and they've been brewing beer there not continuously since the 1500s, but this beer has been brewed since 1970s, and they're like brewing vessels, I believe, have been there since 1700s. So they are still fermenting out of oak wooden vessels, which is actually insane. It's 2024. If you've ever been to a brewery, it's all stainless. Imagine those tanks were wood. Insane. So part of the reason why I had this is actually the distributor had it at a discount for I believe about $12 for the entire case of a 12 bottles, so about $1 a bottle, which is actually insane because this, I believe, retails for $6, $7, $8. So in the BGACP, as traditional We Heavy, which is always fun to be such a geek, obviously studying for advanced astronomy, the BGACP is pretty much your Bible, and to find those beers that you just read about and would love to eventually try, and now we have it. So this is Traquair House We Heavy. So this is their house ale. They also have Jacobite. So Jacobite, I don't know how you pronounce it. Yeah, big malt richness, a little bit of molasses, some stewed dark fruits in there, kind of raisins, craisins, kind of this kind of like maybe not craisins too tart, but like big stewed sweet date character, but like intense. Like it's not that sweet of a smell, but intense dark fruitiness, like really deep, rich dried figs. Hints of kiss of like they call peat on Merchant du Vin, which is their distributor. So I mean, is there actually peat malt in here? Because like again, BJCB calls for no really true smoke character to it, but it almost seems like a little bit of like peated kind of mossiness to it if you're a Scotch drinker, but rich like molasses. Like again, molasses I want to go for a really deep, rich caramelized kind of character and darkness to it, almost like a Worcestershire kind of like deepness. Cheers. Wow. Whoa. 7.2%. Yeah. So yeah, it seems okay. So it's brewed in copper kettle and then fermented in oak vessels. Okay, so obviously that stainless you see. Well, the stainless you see at a brewery is still going to be a brew kettle and all that stuff. So they use copper instead of stainless, and then the fermentation, which you see is stainless, is now oak vessels, which is very, very old school. Not many brewers are doing that, but yeah. We Heavy, there's definitely a noticeable kind of like light peat character. I don't care what BJCP calls. There's a peated mossiness to this beer. It's soily, like slightly smoky, but like very soily. So it's not peated. It's mossy, which is weird. But big, rich malt character. And again, the We Heavies made in America, they just are exaggerated. They come very smoky, and they also come off a little bit sticky and sweet. This beer is very light for a 7% beer. I don't know quite how to describe it as a really light, almost watery kind of 7% malty beer. It's like the brown ale without the roast, but then it's like bigger and bolder and malt character than an amber ale. I don't know, like is malt beer the closest call can give? Like, it's an interesting one. It's interesting. It's definitely different. It's unique, which is I guess the goal, which is great. It's just tastes of true Scottish ale, and wow, what is this beer? Okay, hit it again. So on the palate, nice rounded toasted character, leading towards like almost like a pumpernickel kind of rye spiciness. There's certainly a little bit of kind of like black pepper character, and then definitely some soilies, a little bit of peated kind of thing, a little bit of mossiness, soily for sure. I don't know if that's the malt or the peat or the hop bitterness here. The beer's really not that bitter. It's pretty attenuated. It doesn't seem that sweet, which We Heavy generally is a sort of a beer that has a higher finishing gravity. Generally, there's going to be more kind of malt sweetness to this beer. Doesn't seem like that here. It comes off a little bit thin and light for 7% beer. Interesting. Huh. It's a good one. It's a good one. You know what? It's just very hollow in the middle, which I think this beer is just great. Like sort of like what Belgian beers can do. Just seems like a great food beer. It has those rougher, not rougher, but like edges to it that have a little bit more character, that toasted brandiness and that soily peated kind of character. But the middle is a little bit lacking, and that just seems like food to me, right? Like have the beer hit those edges of the malt and that kind of like soily finish, and then give some food in the middle. They were throwing pate in there. Man, get out of here. Give me pate. Give me, duck liver pate. Like, man, that would crush on this guy. I'm trying to think what would crush with this guy. Malt character, repeatedness. Jeez, I'm like blanking right now. Yeah, the advanced ceremony is dying. Ah, yeah, I'm thinking fatty too. So, like, you know what? This would just be. I feel like it would be a good. Sometimes you want to go with like a spread, as in like charcuterie and all that stuff. And sometimes you think you want to go light and spritzy. I think like olives would be fun with this one. I'm thinking salami, just charcuterie, some really nice kind of like aged Gruyere, some like complex cheeses. I'm thinking like, yeah, this would have a nice. It has an anchoring kind of malt character and soily character that would really just do well with some like funky stuff. I'm thinking blue cheese. I'm thinking pate. Yeah, mess with that. Like go with all those flavors on a charcuterie board, and this would do well. So that's a Traquair house. We heavy. It don't taste like your traditional We Heavy. So check it out in your market if you can find it. It's gonna be a little bit like a little slightly pricier, but you're trying a traditional Scottish ale with a lot of history. It's been brewed for like 50 years now. Again, just using wood vessels for fermentation. Weird stuff. Very tasty stuff. So it's fun. Rating. Ooh. Again, this is not one of those beers that I just would chase after or mess around with by itself, but I think it would mess around with food very well. Just by itself, I'm giving it a solid 85, but cool. Check it out. Until next time. Cheers. Later.